Hello, good evening. My name is Oben Dalko. I want to share with you what I have on my heart today. It's about self-educate, or self-education. You know, the difference between people is hinged on the things that they have personally educated themselves with consciously. The public education that we are giving, the certificate, the professional knowledge that we are giving, the technical expertise that we are giving, they so prepare us just for the average level. But for you to be very much productive and for you to be very much for you to develop at a very high level beyond what you were taught in the school, in wherever they train you, you have got to commit to self-education. You know, so self-education is the separator. Is that which separates those who become average and from those who become that much productive. Because a lot of us were even given courses that we didn't choose ourselves because we were intelligent in school. They just told us that we could become a lawyer, a doctor, you know, an engineer, those kind of things that parents so desire, and those kind of courses that they push on us. Then you get to a certain level and you see that your passion and your talent, your gift, your attention, they are in different areas beyond even what you were given in school, in college. And that is where self-education comes in, because the knowledge that they give us from colleges or from schools, they just make us barely to survive, you know, just to be average. If you are at a point in the realms of high delivery and performance, you have got to do a lot of training, and that training will call for you educating yourself. And I'm not talking of educating yourself to go and write another exam. No, that's not what I'm talking of. I'm talking of educating yourself to live the life that you so wish for yourself, the successful life that you want to live for yourself. Living a life that is of meaning, you knowing that the life that you are living is making a contribution to somebody's life. You know, you living the successful life that you so want. And so you are going to acknowledge, you are going to need knowledge to develop the talent, the skills, that which you are so much passionate about, to make a difference in this life. Never believe that the knowledge that you use to write the exam is enough for you to make that kind of difference that you so wish. It's got to take you a lot of, you know, reading of books, a lot of training, a lot of video trainings, a lot of audio trainings, a lot of seminars, a lot of things that are beyond what everybody was given in college for you to be successful in what you're doing or what your life is about. And so educating yourself is beyond just the one that you had to write for certificate. You know, it's beyond the one that you had to write to pass that exam. I'm talking of the knowledge that you need to improve your finances, to identify your gift and your passion, your purpose in this life. Anything that you commit to do, that knowledge that will make you be the best in that field, in that area. You know, committing to reading about relationships, about finance, about leadership, about goal setting, your purpose for your life. You know, how to upgrade yourself, how to deliver at the top level. You know, how to become a person of values, a person of character, a person who is in constant development. Those things will go beyond just the knowledge that you are waiting or the knowledge that you are giving in school. This is the one that you do by yourself. You know, when you go to the library or when you go to the bookshop, the books that you buy, that are going to teach you about life and how to live that life. So if you went to school and they taught you to become, say, a lawyer, you're not just going to be financially successful just because of the law they gave you, or if they taught you to become a carpenter or a mason or an engineer. That is just the technical knowledge that they gave you. Even for you to become an expert in that field, you have got to read a lot beyond just the basics that they gave you. And yet a lot of people right after school so believe that they've been trained well to live life, and that's why a lot of people become disappointed when things don't work out as they thought initially, because they only are feeding on the knowledge that the school gave them. And yet that knowledge is enough. Knowledge is fuel, it's going to take you, and that school knowledge is just about a little fuel. It's not going to take you that far. But the good thing is that the school taught you the ability to have some bit of mind to think, your ability to read, your ability to do some maths. Now those tools, you take those tools to get the right knowledge that will push you in the life that you want. So I'm talking about self-education, or educating yourself, or self-educate if you want it. And it's a challenge to say that educate yourself to live the life that you want, a purposeful life, a life that makes meaning, a life that you live out of your passion, a life that is going to add value to yourself and to others, a life that is going to be part of history makers. People who are destiny conscious, those who are who live their lives knowing that they have to make a contribution to change life. There is a reason that they came into this life. They commit that much to self-education, because you have got to find a lot of things out yourself for you to live the life that is in your heart. It's not the life that they told you. It's not the life that everybody expects you to live. It's not the life that you are right after school, you get a job, find a woman or a man to marry, get a salary, wait for 65 years, and then you go on pension and you push the same thing for your children. That's not the kind of life that I'm talking of. I'm talking of the kind of life that is in your heart, living a meaningful life. That kind of life will call for something beyond what the knowledge that they have given you. It will call for something that you are looking for yourself, the knowledge that you are looking for yourself. So self-education, some of the topics that you may have to find yourself will be what kind of person you are, what kind of gift you have, what knowledge that you need to develop such gift so that you can perform at the top level, the knowledge that will make you to understand performance and delivery, character development, being a person of value, having some kind of finances. Financial knowledge is beyond what they told you in school. It's even beyond the salary knowledge or the kind of information they gave you so that you can work for salary. People who control a lot of wealth have more knowledge than just the one that they gave to you on the street or in the college. And so you would have to commit to learning these things if you want to make some kind of meaning with your life and live the life that your heart is for. Some people are living, but they are not living the desired life, and they think that this is what life throws at you, and there's not much that you can do about it. There's much that you can do about it, because you can design the life that you want. You can design it at the level that you have, and design and live a peaceful, heartfelt, happy life, a productive life that has meaning, life that is causing some changes at the level that you are. So it could be a teacher, a nurse, whatever profession that you have. If you start to get knowledge in that field and you work beyond just the salary, just because some people are expecting you to come to work, but you come to work with that sense of purpose, that sense of meaning, that sense of you making an impact, making a contribution with your life. That kind of thinking will go beyond just the knowledge that everybody has. You have got to get some books to read, some trainings for you to live that kind of life that you want. So you read about how to upgrade your passion, the things that you think your life is about, and develop character, learn some bit about finances. The books that you are reading, they are the ones that are deciding, or the knowledge that you are getting, they are the ones that are deciding what you're becoming. So if you're not getting any knowledge at all, then it means that you are just going to become anything. So just average without any ambition, just the life that you know that this is not what you wanted. And so the self-education helps you to follow your desires, your goals. They develop your strength, they develop the character and the resilience that you need to face life yourself. So knowledge is strength, knowledge is power, and your commitment to the required knowledge that you need to live the life that you want is not the one that college gave you. And so you should just be conscious of that after college, after school, I have got to commit to educating myself, not for exam but for life. Not for exam but for life. There's nothing wrong with studying to go and write the exams. You become a professional. There are institutions that will require that you have some level of degree, some level of qualification. Those are good, those are important. They make you, so there are some courses or there are some professions that you need school to do, engineer, doctor, those kind of things, they are required. But when you have become that, between that level and the level of productivity and making impact with your life, will go for something that is just what everybody is doing, and that will call for knowledge beyond what the school is giving you. So for you to live beyond the average and the one that everybody knows, you have got to self-educate. You have got to develop yourself. You have got to do that consciously. You commit to that, and that is what going to separate you from others. People who believe in honesty, in integrity, people who don't believe in lying and cutting corners, the only way that they get ahead is them having proper knowledge, principles that produce results. Because if you don't have principles and knowledge and laws that produce results, and you are a kind or an honest person, you seem to not to have the ability or the conviction that you have to cut corners to get more money, you have to cut corners to get that promotion, you have to cut corners to get that position. You don't believe in that, and that is the way to go anyway. Because those who are cutting corners to get whatever they are getting, the foundation of it is not strong, and that's why you see people rush through life without the required strength. And the required strength is built on knowledge, it's built on skill development. For you to get to that promotion, that level of productivity, that level of financial success, that level of skill that produces results, you have got to develop yourself. So if you are a kind of person who believes in honesty, in truth, in doing the right things, then the between the level that they gave you and the level that you want to go, you fill that gap with the things that you are going to learn yourself. And so that's why self-education is so much important. Without that, you will not go beyond just the average. And life, you don't leave it to luck and chances. Life is lived with laws and principles and things that work. And we are not the first people to live. People have lived, and there are things that they did that made them successful. And largely those things are things that people can repeat and learn if we know them. One of them is going for knowledge, educating yourself. If you don't know anything, then you are not going to do anything. And the knowledge in any field, anything that you want success in, you have got to commit to that. Those who are playing football at the top level, their level of knowledge in football is different from those who are playing football at the lower level. Those who are very successful politicians have a top knowledge in that. That's why they're successful. Those who are very top in maybe top surgeons, they have the top of knowledge. That's why they are operating at that level, because the knowledge, without it, you cannot even develop the skills that you need. And so the difference between people is their consciousness to self-educate, to self-development, And so if you are not conscious of that, then you have to make the decision to commit to that. Public education is for you to, the normal school that we know, they give us certificates, they help us to get some profession and help us to be able to apply for jobs. But for you to succeed beyond that, will call for you consciously going for the top of knowledge. And it's beyond just reading to write exam. It's beyond that. So self-education is a separator. It separates people, the average, from the successful people that we know. And you are an individual with talent, with passion, with a certain way of thinking, with some gift from your creator. That gift, you are not going to develop it if without you knowing that gift and without you having the best of knowledge to develop that gift. So whichever gift that you have, there is knowledge to develop it. So if you don't have that knowledge, your gift will not be developed, and it will not be developed well. And if you are going to need knowledge to develop those, and for instance, to build your self-confidence and self-esteem, Africans need some level of knowledge beyond what the average knowledge that they have given us about ourselves. You need some knowledge about the achievement of some Africans around the globe in history, and for you to know that a lot of the doubted questions that we keep asking ourselves are not important. There are knowledge people have found, people have done a lot of things who look like us. We are not inferior, we are not cursed. The only reason you entertain those kind of thoughts is because your knowledge in that side is weak. So if you buy books that will give you some sense as to that level, that thing about Africans, you will see that you can upgrade yourself. So any area that you want to develop is up to you to develop, and if you can go for the right knowledge, nothing can stop you. So the important things in life that will get you to be productive: work, finances, relationships, character. Those things are very much important. Life goals, they're very much important if you develop them. And the thing is that whatever you develop yourself, whatever you educate yourself with, they stay with you forever. And knowledge is is what is needed for you to get to the next level. Between us and the next level is knowledge. At least the base of it is knowledge. Then the rest will be our ability to keep at it and work. So the success that you are going to enjoy in this life is going to come from self-education. And when I talk about self-education, I am not talking about the one that you are going to use to write another exam to get another certificate. No, I'm talking about the one that you are going to learn for life, for you to succeed in whatever that you're committed to do. So if you're a business person, for instance, there's a lot of knowledge that you need for you to succeed in business. So finances, you have got to study about the business that you do. You have got to study about leadership, about the vision, about the economy, about finances, about self-discipline, running a team, the business that you're doing, whether it's agriculture, whether it's mining, whether it's an IT business, whether it's logistics, retail, manufacturing, whatever business that you're doing, there is knowledge, quality, productive knowledge that produces results that people have done. So if you're going to succeed in those areas, you should have access that level of knowledge. The way we do things here, the way we run a company in Ghana is likely to be different from another country. Why? Because the cultures are different, the way people behave is different, the way things work here is different from the other. How do you get to learn all this? Without the basis, then you succeeding continually becomes difficult. So commit to self-education is the one that is going to separate you from all the others. So if you don't believe in that, or if you don't believe in constantly upgrading your knowledge, constantly educating yourself, constantly. I'm not talking about just getting up in the morning and reading a newspaper or listening to political talk shows and becoming abreast with politics. That is not the knowledge that I'm talking of. You know, those may be important, but you don't need a lot of it. Just a few will be fine for you for the day. Then a lot of your time should be spent building your knowledge, building yourself, developing your skill in the things that you are doing. So if whatever field that you are, you have to just commit to that. 80-90% of your time should be you learning, committing yourself, reading books, searching a lot of things on the internet, watching videos of people who handle some of these topics, audios on the internet, things, that information that is coming to you all the time for you to succeed. So if you have a weak perception about yourself, then you need an information that will build you, for you to become a strong person, for you to be assertive, for you to be confident, for you to be courageous, and to pursue your dreams and your goals. Nobody will do that for you. You have got to do those yourself. So if you are ambitious, if you are somebody who wants to do something with your life, and which I should think that everybody should be able to do something to lift themselves beyond their current state, and there is no situation that cannot change if you commit to a self-development, if you commit to self-education, if you commit to learning more than what you knew last year. If your financial knowledge is weak, you are going to have financial troubles. And I'm not talking about accounting, I'm not talking about financial statements. That's not financial knowledge that I'm talking of. That kind of knowledge usually is for job. You want to work as an accountant, that kind of knowledge is for that. I'm talking of the financial knowledge that will create wealth. It's more than what they taught the accountants. There are laws that people have used for them to create wealth, honestly. Honest laws. I'm not talking of people duping people, no. I'm talking of laws that people have used to lift their finances from that little level to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. I'm talking of laws that people have used to build their businesses from nothing. I'm talking of laws that people have used to build their lives from a very low level. These laws are around, these knowledge are around. So if you are going to commit to doing something with your life, these are the things that you have to learn. And if you commit to them, you will succeed. So my name is Obin Darko. I'm talking about self-educate. You committing yourself to self-education, self-development, making that conscious effort to read a book a week, a book a month, getting your knowledge in things that you are weak. If you're weak in human relations, get books written by people who have improved from that level to the next. If you are a person who is interested in becoming an expert in anything, there are books that people have written in those areas. Commit to them, learn them. There are videos all over. We live in a different era now, where people are continually coming up with all kind of knowledge and information. But if you don't have the basis right, then it's going to be difficult. And I think that is one of the reasons why we tend to get into a lot of dubious means, because we didn't have the right way, or we did not know the right way of doing it, and building the patience to stay with the process till we see results. So read about books about yourself, know yourself, know your strength, know what your life is about. Get to learn about your gift, the things that you are passionate, and get to know the things that you want to contribute in this life, the lives that you want to change. Bring value to people. Learn about finances, character development, learn about how to become a good leader, how to become a good team person, how to appreciate people, how to develop people. Learn about those. Learn about your craft. If you're a mason, learn about the craft. Read magazines, read things about masonry. If you're a doctor, read about them constantly. Constantly. Journals, topics that you don't understand, you get to develop yourself all the time in those, and that's how you become better. So refuse to be average, refuse to be poor, refuse to just be anything. you continue to develop your life, and that's how you become great in anything that you do. And so thank you very much. My name is Obedako. Talk to you again. Thank you.